Right now in 10, a new plan would transform Regent Street. One impact this project will have on local businesses.
And there's been a string of break-ins in eastern Dane County. What the sheriff's office is saying about the incidents.
And recognizing a local podcaster, the praise he's receiving in Sun Prairie after interviewing formerly incarcerated people. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. Plans to redesign a busy stretch of Regent Street from Randall to Park Street are moving closer to reality.
But as the project is set to start construction in 2027, some local business owners say they're concerned. Our Maren Rosen has more.
Regent Street is where campus meets the city, packed with restaurants, shops, and game day foot traffic. Now, a new design would turn this 4-lane road into 3 lanes with wider sidewalks and fewer parking spots. And while many business owners support a safer street, they're also bracing for a tough construction season ahead. The city's preferred design would reduce Regent Street from 4 lanes to 2, with a center turn lane and expand sidewalks. And parking and loading zones would drop from about 48 spaces to just 17. For businesses like Leopold's Book Bar Cafe, the changes bring both excitement and uncertainty.
I think Regent Street is one of the most exciting areas in the entire city to do business. It is where the campus meets the city. There's this fantastic combination of, young and old. We are supportive of a Regent Street redesign that provides for a safer pedestrian experience, a better lit pedestrian experience. We're also, deeply concerned about the cuts to on-street parking that are proposed.
Other businesses share the same concerns, saying parking and safety are critical for customers and emergency vehicles.
It's just a public safety concern. We need our customers, so it's going to be a challenge.
Robinson says limited parking already makes it harder for customers to stop in, and construction could make that even more difficult.
They've got to be able to get here either if all of our parking spots are taken, they need to be able to park on the street or some kind of public parking area, which we don't have any, and be able to walk in safely. We're here to make sure our customers can safely get to the store and enjoy a fantastic experience.
I think it's going to be on the part of businesses like mine to remind our consumers that we're still here and that we need their support during what is going to be a tough construction season.
Designs for the project are expected to be finished by the end of 2026, with construction set to begin in spring of 2027. Business owners say the key will be reminding customers they're still open, even when the road is under construction.
All right, Maren, thank you. It was a quiet day across the Madison region.
And Alex, are we looking for any storms in the forecast?
No big weather makers in the forecast. Little ones in the forecast as we keep you ahead of the next weather maker, even though it's a 2-part tiny weather maker. That will be Thursday morning and later Thursday night. And this will be for all of Wisconsin, not just parts of Wisconsin. We're looking at some light snow accumulation, a possibility with this weather maker, and I'll give you a glimpse of how those two pieces come together. Widening things out here so I can show you that, again, this is not just southern Wisconsin. This is about the northeast 2/3 of the state, from Eau Claire to Wisconsin Rapids down to Madison, right along that I-39 corridor. Some light snow starting off Sunday morning. That quick moves off towards the south and towards the east. Maybe a dusting of snow with that. That could cause a slick spot or two, especially from Madison and areas to the east over towards Milwaukee. And then part number 2 quickly coming in as we go into Thursday night into early Friday, perhaps ending as even a couple of raindrops. Take note, though, west of Madison, La Crosse, Viroqua, Dubuque, even Lone Rock, maybe not even seeing any snow for that first bout of snow Thursday morning, and perhaps not seeing any of that additional precipitation later Thursday night going on into Friday. But we'll keep a close eye on the weather system. It can move just a little bit. A few flurries left over during the day on Friday. Then we track the next 10 days here. Again, we just talked about that little weather system Thursday morning going into Thursday night. Then our attention turns to climbing temperatures well into the 30s. No alert days are in the forecast, but when I come back, I'm going to show you which day out of the next 10 will be the warmest. That's coming up in a little while.
Alex, thank you. A Mount Horeb School District coach has been fired amid an investigation into alleged inappropriate communications with students. Officials say the now former coach is prohibited from being on or around any school district property. It was Friday when the school district notified police about the alleged communications. If you have any information for the investigation, you're asked to call Mount Horeb Police. We'll provide more updates on the story as they're made available. Now to continuing coverage after a string of reports of car break-ins in eastern Dane County. Around 5 yesterday morning, authorities received a call about a stolen vehicle in the town of Christiana. From then until just after 10 a.m., the Dane County Sheriff's Office would receive reports of break-ins to 2 homes and break-ins and damage to at least 7 vehicles. The Sheriff's Office says it is a rare event for the eastern part of the county.
I would tend to agree that this is very rare for that area. And one of the things that makes it rare is they weren't just breaking into cars that were left unlocked. They were smashing windows to get inside, to get at the valuables inside.
Authorities are asking residents to review any security cam footage they may have at their homes, as well as submit any tips or information they might have.
Today, the House passed a funding package to end the partial government shutdown. The legislation includes 5 full-year spending bills and only a short-term funding extension for the Department of Homeland Security. Democrats are demanding reforms to immigration enforcement policies following the shooting deaths of 2 Minneapolis residents.
I'm happy to report Republicans got the job done. Our majority worked together, and we got the bills over the line.
The presence of ICE in our communities is not about public safety. This is about stoking fear, silencing peaceful dissent.
And now that the measure has passed, the 2 parties have less than 2 weeks to reach a deal about reforming ICE before funding for Homeland Security runs out.
Wisconsin is celebrating 100 years of Black history at the state capitol. Black History Month started back in 1926, founded by Carter G. Woodson. In 1976, President Ford officially recognized Black History Month, and today, the Legislative Black Caucus was joined by students from one city school for a performance.
Black history is like people who look like me achieving things that I might be able to achieve one day. So it makes me like really proud to be who I am and what I look like.
The Black Legislative Caucus is hosting events throughout the week. We have a link with more information on our website, channel3000.com. Why is the city of Sun Prairie naming today after a podcaster?
Our Armand Rahman introduces us to the creator bringing voices from behind bars to behind the microphone.
Well, Eric and Sarah, the podcast is one that's pretty accomplished. It's been recognized by the Milwaukee Historical Society, as well as the Wisconsin Historical Society and the Sun Prairie Historical Museum. But its creator said his sights set on the next stories need to be told. D-Day. February 3rd, 2026 is officially DeMoncier Star Day in Sun Prairie. But to understand D-Star's impact on the community, we have to start at the beginning.
What's up, everybody? This is your host, D-Star.
That's how D begins each episode of his podcast, focused on people working toward a new beginning.
So my podcast is centered around reentry. So that's formerly incarcerated people, giving them the opportunity to share their inspirational stories, music, spoken word, poetry.
Since it began in 2022, Out of the Box has featured inmates, wardens, family of incarcerated people, and more.
Other than get into trouble.
I've served a significant amount of time incarcerated.
And I was like, well, if I'm having a hard time finding a job with a misdemeanor, just imagine what someone with a felony is going through.
So Out of the Box podcast kind of helped me mold into the person that I need to be to run Holy God's Clothing.
Holy God's Clothing was a new beginning for Kingston Robertson.
I was incarcerated as a young adult, so I figured, a lot of things I was doing as a young teen was to look fly or fit in.
Dee convinced Kingston to come on the podcast.
He was kind of aggressive,
to practice his skills communicating his story to others.
He believed in me at that time a lot more than I did. Having a voice, I feel as though a lot of the teens and young adults feel like they're not heard or no one's listening.
Dee's friends say listening to Black voices is something they needed growing up and is more needed now.
The Black community is going through a lot, and there's a lot of people that have a lot to say, and they're being ignored. And by him having his platform, he has a chance to speak life into everybody else through other people. And that's a huge thing, man.
It's a recurring theme of what I hear. It's just suffering. People are suffering, and people want to be heard.
And according to the Wisconsin Historical Society, people that need to be heard. Out of the Box is the first podcast ever to be inducted into the society. Which brings us back to D-Star Day 2026. And D himself says this is just the beginning.
My daughter just asked me that a couple days ago. She was like, Dad, are you ever going to take a vacation? When are you done? I told her to stand by.
Out of the Box can be found on all streaming platforms.
All right, Arman Rahman, thank you so much. In other news tonight, 2 puppies are set to represent Wisconsin in this year's Puppy Bowl. It's true, Anson and Arvo were with Underdog Pet Rescue, but have since been adopted by Madison area families. So Anson's story is especially meaningful. He's a special needs puppy who is deaf and has thrived thanks to patient training.
Being deaf or even being blind for a lot of puppies really doesn't hold them back at all. It was neat seeing the special needs dogs featured because we love to really highlight the true underdogs here at Underdog.
Oh my gosh, now this is the video we could watch all night, right? Anson and Arvo will also be special guests at Underdog's Puppy Bowl viewing party. That takes place Sunday from 12:30 to 4 p.m. at the Rescue.
And next at 10, Alex tells us if this 30-degree weather will stick around for a while.
And celebrating Black History Month, how a local nonprofit is breaking down barriers to education.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
News 3 Now is celebrating Black History tonight, highlighting a Madison nonprofit breaking down barriers to education and opportunity while also helping justice-involved individuals get a fresh start.
News 3 Now's Kyrian Lee shows us how a partnership is bringing Ivy League learning to Dane County at no cost.
For Jordan Richmond, the lens of the future once felt out of focus. He spent just over 6 months in the Dane County Jail, a time that could have held him back. Instead, it became a turning point.
I saw that on the little tablets they gave you that there was a Cornell certificate available, and that looked like a light at the end of my tunnel.
That light, powered by the Black Men Coalition of Dane County. Since 2024, BMC has partnered with Cornell University's online platform, eCornell, to offer high-level professional certificates in fields such as AI, finance, and nutrition to residents of Dane County, including those inside the county jail.
There's not really an opportunity for that higher education at an affordable cost or at no cost to individuals who are looking to advance their career or maybe switch into a different career and expand their knowledge base. And then if the selection committee deems them as appropriate for the class, then we do provide a scholarship for them so that it is at no cost.
Jordan was selected for a scholarship for the Frontline Skills Certificate program. But the journey took a turn when he was released mid-class.
Getting back into the world, looking for another job, and getting living situation going, and still doing the class was a bit of a challenge. But BMC definitely believed in me, and they were on me about it, and I finished the class with 100%.
Now, Jordan's success, along with many others, is the blueprint for a massive expansion. Thanks to a recent $700,000 gift from Ascendium Education Group and support from philanthropist Diane Ballweg, BMC is securing this program for the next 3 years. This new phase allows BMC to push even further into the jail system, aiming to break the cycle of recidivism.
Well, all of our programs are designed to advance equity for everyone in Dane County. They are holistic and create wellness for every part of the individual. So that is through making sure that you can find housing that is affordable and meets your needs, making sure that you can get connected to a job that pays you well.
Today, Jordan is focusing his lens on a new chapter, working a job, aiming to relaunch his photography business, and signing up for his next class.
I would say that you are worthy of it. You are worthy of success, and you are worthy of believing in yourself.
Reporting in Madison, Kyrian Lee, News 3 Now.
Thank you so much, Kyrian. The eCornell initiative has already reached more than 160 learners and is showing success in the jail.
Now, if you or someone you know is interested, you can find the qualifications for the scholarship and a link to the application. We have the story linked at channel3000.com. Now to the weather. There was some sun out there today, and that made things feel pretty good.
And Alex, more 30-degree weather in the forecast. We're counting on it.
Indeed, more 30-degree weather for sure is in the forecast. We got 33 Thursday, 36 Friday, and then a whole bunch of 30-degree degree temperatures as we head out into pretty much all of next week, provided we don't have any changes in that forecast. And it looks pretty likely when we go even further into February. More on that in just a couple moments. So that is the big weather story, the temperatures. Yeah, we've got a couple weather systems too, but the temperatures are the main focus of our forecast story tonight. 3 in Madison for low, 0 in Baraboo, 1 in Lone Rock, 2 in Camp Douglas. You're probably wondering, well, Alex, 30s, you're talking about all this cold stuff. This should be the last cold night that we have for a while. And I'm sure we'll have some more yet this winter, but we can enjoy the nice warm stuff that is on the way. Tomorrow we'll be in the mid-20s, 24 in Camp Douglas, 25 in Prairie du Chien, 25 in Janesville, and 24 in Madison. Average high, 28 degrees, just a couple degrees shy of that. Right now, it's 4 in Madison, 0 in Lone Rock, 2 in the Dells, 9 in Janesville, and 14 in Monroe. So those temperatures, they're continuing to drop, and we'll get down again close to 0 in many cases tonight, if not a couple places getting a few degrees below 0. Now, we do have a weather maker that we got to chat about Thursday morning and then going on into late Thursday night. It's a two-parter. So part number 1 here impacts all of Wisconsin and brings a little light snow from that I-39 corridor stretching from Eau Claire to Wisconsin Dells to Madison to Janesville as we head out towards work and school at 6 o'clock in the morning. Most areas east of Madison will see that first round of part 1. Now, part 2 comes in as we head into Thursday night, going on into Friday, a little bit of light snow. Could have a couple of raindrops mixing in with that snow as well. Light accumulations are expected, maybe a slick spot or two. Some areas west of Madison may not see any precipitation at all with this weather system. And then just some colder winds as we go into Friday afternoon and Friday night behind that weather system. That will usher in after Friday's high of 36 early in the day. 26 for high temperature on Saturday, 32 on Sunday, 36 on Monday, and then there's that temperature I promised you earlier in the newscast. How warm will we go? We're going to go up to near 40 by the time we get to Tuesday of next week. Some indication could get a bit on the active side middle and the latter part of next week, but we're going to be in that warm trend over the course of the next 10 days. Not expecting any alert days at this point in time, and I'm going to fast forward all the way out to the middle and pressing into somewhat of the late part of February. And from the Climate Prediction Center, there's a good chance for much of the country, including Madison, that we will continue this warm streak with temperatures averaging above normal, if not well above normal, going all the way out to February 17th.
Ooh, I was hoping you'd say all the way till, I don't know, May 17th.
All the way through spring, maybe into summer and default.
All right, thanks, Alex.
Alex, thank you. Andrew's here, a superstar in the making you're talking about tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Still to come in sports, an exciting story. I'll introduce you to that sophomore at La Follette that's one of the best girls basketball players in the country. Next on News 3 Now.
And now, News 3 Now Sports, brought to you by TDS Telecom.
Nijawani Riak had more than 20 Division I offers before she stepped foot on a high school basketball court. She scored 48 points in her first game as a freshman, and she's just getting started.
It's like a dream. It's like not real that I got this talented player.
Nijawani Riak is the real deal. At 15 years old, she isn't just the best player in Madison.
As far as like physical talent, like that's the best talent we coached here at La Follette. And in the state, actually, like she's one of the top players, of course, the #1 in class 28.
ESPN ranks Riak as the 14th best player in the country. The La Follette star leads the state, pouring in 30 points a game, playing with a singular focus.
I just want to win. Like every time I step on the court, I'm just trying to win. Like no matter what it takes. If that means me scoring 0 points and having 30 assists, that's what it'll just be. I just want to win.
And win is what the Lancers have done. The last time that a Madison City school won an outright Big 8 title was 2003.
When Will and Prue first came here to coach this team, they didn't even call us La Follette, they called us Lafayette. They didn't take us serious, you know, they thought we were just a joke. We were one of those teams like, oh, let's just go play them. We're gonna beat them by 30.
Now, Nijawani is showing the joke's on them. La Follette leads the Big 8 heading down the stretch.
She likes being here with her peers. I'm glad she's here in the city. I'm glad she's staying here. I think it's special to be in your community
And for a city school like La Follette that oftentimes get overlooked, I think it's just a beautiful thing. And I think she's inspiring a lot of younger girls in our youth program.
For her part, she's less than 50 points away from scoring her 1,000th career point at the high school level, something most players don't do in a career. But if you know Nijawani, humble as can be, she doesn't make it about her.
It's especially been on my mind a lot because like my brother's gonna hit his 1K and like it's like we're about to hit it at the same time. So that's like just a really good feeling.
A good feeling, too, to have more than 40 Division I offers. She'll get to pick her next step with offers from all of the best teams in the nation.
Probably just not letting like people outside just let that get to my head. Oh, you should go here, oh, you should go here. Just like staying mysterious, I guess. Like, you know, I don't really care about that. I just want to play the game.
Coach Green tells me she dunks in practice and that it's only a matter of time before she does it in a game. Between that, her college callings, and her future, the mystery will be out of the bag soon.
Nobody, I don't think, knew what she would explode and be right now, height-wise, and her talents. But we knew she was going to be special.
To the pros, Bucks hosting the Bulls. Giannis doing some pregame workouts, rehabbing that calf strain. And Jericho Sims, well, he's looking like the Greek freak. Sims stunting on him after losing 5 straight and 8 of their last 9. The Bucks get back in the win column, 131-115, the final. Tomorrow, the Bucks will have the chance to win 2 in a row for the first time in a full month. In 2 minutes, you'll have another chance to hear from Alex. Next on News 3 Now.
Finally tonight, we're getting an up-close and personal look at the life of grizzly bears. Beautiful, really. Washington State University researchers attached cameras to 12 grizzlies in Alaska's North Slope. They collected footage from May through August and September of last year.
Now, they caught images like bears relaxing on the beach, foraging for berries, and coming face to face with a pack of wolves as well. The study aims to see how grizzlies survive in this extreme environment near the Arctic Ocean when they're not hibernating. Not really sure how they got the cameras attached.
Wow, yeah.
Must have tranquilized.
I don't want
Do you mind if we put this camera on you? Let's go to Alex. Final check of the forecast.
All good stuff in this forecast. Temperatures are going to be well above normal for the vast majority of the next 10 days. Some indication going all the way out to February 17th that we might be above normal temperature-wise. Really, the only chance of snow is on Thursday. Keeping an eye for an active period Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but warm enough. Could be a mix of rain and snow at that time.
All right. Okay. Cold Bears coming your way next. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Our next show is tomorrow morning at 4:30. Be sure to tune in. You can always find us streaming as well 24/7 on Channel 3000+.